Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is my fun run of God Hand on hard, where we're trying to take no damage. This is stage 5-4, Rockstar Tourboat, and I intentionally didn't shoot any of the flying saucers so that I could fight all of the enemies. This is not something I would recommend because this is a gauntlet of interesting collections of enemies. The real problem you will face here, however, is the ladies with the whips and things. The combinations of people they put you against in this moment is really evil, and it's evil because the boat is not the best environment. It's easy to clip on the boat, it's easy to get stuck. There's a nice emulator fail just then as it completely died doing the heel drop. And it's tough as nails to get what you want to do in this environment, I felt. And this enemy here is really, really fun. I like him a lot. I wanted to do some stylish stuff with him, I didn't really get the chance to do it. And then in the end, I had a bunch of different plans for this sequence of what I was going to do to try and do it no damage and make it quite exciting. And then the women kept ruining it. If it wasn't the fucking whip woman, it was getting the bloody splits jumping face grab, which I absolutely despise. So you'll notice immediately there, I chain yank the woman, and then I've put on the Handplant kick. So if you're new to God Hand, this move here is beautiful, but I was too cowardly to try and counter it. It would have been great, but I was choking because I was nervous. Anyhow, he does it again and I still miss it, but as I was saying, the Handplant kick will launch any enemy that's not an elite, pretty much. There might be some exclusions to that rule, but for the most, you don't have to counter hit, you don't even have to do anything, it just lifts them in the air, and it's wonderful for, essentially, when a crowd gets on you, instead of doing up dodges to get away from it and sweeping and running through them, to just quickly prop one person up, and then use the launch kick to get them away from you. And it's an interesting way of staying in the pocket, but it's also incredibly powerful. So you need to be aware that if you are going to rely on that move a lot, you're not going to learn some important lessons. So as much as you'll see me put it on in a bad spot to try and give me a bit of an advantage, I 100% appreciate that move is nearly fucking broken. It's up there with some of those strongest techniques in the game. And I would much rather do other launchers with good timing, because one of my favourite mechanics in God Hand is its counter-hitting system. And there are certain types of moves, like the 1-2 punch, like the rocket upper, like any of the interesting kind of juggle techniques, where if you counter-hit and you time it correctly, you will launch people into the sky. You see me do it in this playthrough all the time with the charge punch. I'm not charging the punch, guys, I'm just using the punch at the right time, and because it lands flush and it gets that counter-hit, it gets maximum propulsion. That is me showing you the Handplant kick being absolutely ridiculous. No timing needed at all, and it's a full launch into launch kick, unlike the punch, which actually must be timed. And you'll see me do it against the other guy here, this elite, because he loves to do that running punch, and it's easy to combo. That was an attempt of one of those counter hits, but I wasn't out of range. Didn't take damage though, so it's not too bad. And then I come up here to break some barrels. Be careful of the dude doing the big swing, as there's two people here. Get him up in the air because of the guard break. And then we get rid of that guy with the... we missed. You can also counter-hit this, but I'm not doing a very compelling job of it. And then the final wave is people with a bat and a woman with a whip. If that woman didn't have a whip and that was indeed a man, I would have not used the God Hand here. But because I hate whips, and the women suck dick on this game without actually, filleting anything, I just wanted rid. And it wasn't anywhere near as interesting or as fun as I wanted that footage to be, guys, but... it's just really frustrating when you're having the time of your life getting the best clip ever, and then you get jumped on by a woman off camera. It's almost as annoying as the guitar in this fight, which whoever decided to give this dude that guitar and to just essentially rip off Devil May Cry 3 I don't like that person very much, because it wasn't necessary. He didn't need all those stupid spammy moves. It's just really depressing, but we got rid of his crowd, and it's just me and him. And I'm not very good at this boss, I don't know him too well. I know how to counter hit that move, because I practiced it on stream the other day and got the timings for it, and I understand how to do the quick one that he does. It's the slow one that catches me off guard. He does a quick swipe, one swipe, vertical, and then he does a slower one that's vertical as well, and that one I'm not so good with. That was me expecting him to launch, and then I could try and hit him into the wall, and it didn't happen. It's going to happen again too. That's the counter punch for that combo, by the way, guys. All you have to do is hit it between those swings, and you will get like a max height knock up outside of God Hand anyway. There it was again, 2 in a row. That time we got a dizzy. You can do that feasibly with any move that knocks them into the air. So if you've got any move that you prefer, use that instead. I just love the charge punch. I think it's the best move in the game. And then I used God Hand then because I knew I was too far away to recover, and he was going to start shooting the electric guitar at me. So I start juggling him a little bit, doing a couple punches, trying to get the cancellation of the God Hand to launch him into the wall, and then I try and do a prompt cancel, and I fuck it up under pressure because I'm not Mike Cobb, unfortunately. And that's the end of the mission, guys. That was a tricky one, that. A tricky mission indeed. Took a whole bunch of resets, but in the grand scheme of things, I think it took about 15 minutes, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but in God Hand terms, when you're instantly restarting, it is a lot. So that's a tough one, but we got there. Thank you very much for watching, and you take care now.